my family was poor. I guess you could say that. My family was pretty poor. When I was a baby, I guess. Yeah, I was a baby. She would tell me some stories that some nights would be cold, really cold, and she would have to cover me a lot with a lot of blankets and stuff. And my dad wouldn't be here. If my dad wasn't in a good mood, I guess we knew what would happen. Like seeing all that, I didn't think God was there for us. I really didn't even think there was a God at that age. Knowing the pastor telling us to follow God, to listen to God, and when I would think about it, how could I believe somebody that would talk about somebody that was great, and in my way I couldn't see him, talking about somebody that I couldn't see. Yeah, somebody I couldn't see. I remember when I was in school, I think it was third grade. I think it was third grade, fourth grade. My mom and the pastor's wife, came to the school to pick me up, and my mom was telling me that things are gonna be alright. Things are gonna go okay. That don't worry. And I didn't know what she was talking about. I saw the pastor's wife there, and I didn't know what to expect. When we got home, she told me to get my stuff. She told me to get my stuff ready and packed, and I didn't ask her why. I kind of had it in the back of my head why. I already kind of knew what was going on, and yeah, that happened. Later on, we moved back to the house, and we moved back to the house. Things were going okay for the first few weeks. Later on, things started changing back to the way it was. I wasn't going to church at that time. I really wasn't going to church at that time. The same situation happened again, where I had to get my stuff ready, or my mom told me to get my stuff ready, so my little brother and my sister would get their stuff ready. We left the house. We left the house to some place, to some shelter. At that shelter, things were different too. Seeing different people where different ladies, women going through the same situation. I saw kids over there about my age, younger than me, older than me, and what was going on in their family was worse than mine. At that time, I still wasn't going to church. I forgot about God. I really didn't remember about God. I really didn't remember about God.
I have always been a happy kid. You know, I had everything I wanted. You know, I would always have fun. I would always be out with my friends. And I remember my mom, she would go to church. I would go with her sometimes, not all the time. She would talk to me about how good God was. And I would just stop and think, you know, who is God? You know, is God even real? And at that time, I didn't really care who God was. I didn't want to know about Him. I just wanted to do my own thing. It wasn't until I went to Mexico, with the church and my brother. We went. We seen many things that we've never seen before. How their life was a lot different from ours. I remember talking to my brother, telling him how their lives was just different. They didn't, there was people who didn't have shoes. There was a lot of homeless people. People whose clothes were torn. I wasn't used to seeing all that, because over here, I had everything. My parents, they supplied me with everything I needed, and well, I started to thank God. It wasn't until middle school came along. I started seeing everything different from elementary. I seen that everything's changing. You need to start growing up. Everything's gonna be different. I seen people do drugs. I seen girls get pregnant. I've seen people having sexual relationships just there. And I had friends who wanted me to do bad things with them. Who sometimes they would tell me if I wanted to smoke with them. Sometimes they would sneak in liquor into the school, and they would drink it, and they were trying to convince me to do all that. There was one time where I actually did try. I drank a little bit of liquor. I started to change. Everything around me was changing. I really didn't start to care about who God was, what I was doing, my walk with God, it wasn't how it used to be. In class, I started to cheat. I struggled with my work. I started to care more about things at school. I just wanted to fit in with others, and everything changed. As well at home, I started to get lazy. I didn't want to do nothing. I just wanted to be alone and not do nothing. I disobeyed my mom at times. I would argue back, and I guess she seen a change in me too. There was a time where she sat down next to me, and she was crying, and she told me that that I'm different, and that's not who I was. And I didn't really care. I didn't really care because I was just too much worried about other things. And I remember it was 2 weeks after that we had that talk with my mom, and I came to church, and my Sunday school teacher, he talked to me about what I was going through. He gave a lesson on that, and it really helped me out. I felt like what I was doing was wrong. Well, it was wrong, and I started to regret everything that I was doing. When I got home, I got on my knees. I started praying to God, to forgive me, to help me. I remember in 2012, I was able to go to a forward conference like my brother.
We went to forward. I remember one night, I was sitting down, and we were listening to Reggie Dabbs preach, and he was preaching something that was it seemed like he was preaching something that was talking to me, telling me to not feel that person that you don't believe because you can't see. It taught his preaching and got into his preach. He said if there was somebody out there that wanted to surrender their lives to Jesus Christ, to stand up and to make a prayer with him. And that night, I got up and I surrendered my life to Jesus Christ. That night, I felt like something off my back came off. A heavy weight came off of me. That night, I decided to change my life. I didn't want to be the same person who I was. My name is Juan Romero, and Jesus is alive.
My name is Aaron Martinez, and I know Jesus is alive.